All right, next up, the New York Football Giants.
The G Man.
So this team has made a lot of headlines for all the wrong reasons this offseason. Just tons of fights and all sorts of different things. And I would say most of all this season, we're going to find out, is Daniel Jones ever going to make it? Is he ever going to break through? Or is he just going to be a bust?
Yeah, and about that fight, it was like it was one of those things where those guys just like got into it, and then like there's been fights all over the place during these joint practices,
Yeah.
but this fight was different because it was inter squad fight, and
Yeah,
then
they did get in one with the Patriots today too, and then everyone had to run laps.
yeah, but they've had to run laps, they've had to do their 100-yard sprints, like they have had to pay for it. And that's what I like about Joe Judge. He's a no bullshit kind of guy. Like he's not going to take you fighting. He's going to fight for you if something came down to it, but like he's not going to have that on his own team. And like yes, like you said, this is Daniel Jones' year to figure it out. Is he going to have a future? But at the same time, it's like ever since he got there, almost every single person on the planet has just ripped into him. And it's like, well, I mean, Eli Manning struggled for however many years before that, and we said Eli wasn't that great, but like
Yeah.
we don't give Daniel Jones the benefit of the doubt. Like he has had a pretty bad camp, but I think part of it is just getting used to everything because everything's kind of changing there. And like the
Yeah.
defense is getting a little bit better. The offensive line has not gotten better at all. And then the receivers really haven't gotten better at all. They're kind of about the same.
Well, don't forget they added Kenny Galladay this offseason. That kind of
That's true. But I mean, it's like,
that finally gives them a number one option. They
but I mean, he's like a
finally
1B option. He's like a not like a clear cut number one option. Like at least when he was in Detroit, there was two other options to take the coverage off of him.
Yeah. Well, don't forget first round pick Darius Tony's there too. He'll add some speed to the receiving core. Sterling Shepard finally is reduced to a better role for him, more of like a slot guy.
And Evan Ingram is there.
The third guy, Evan Ingram, hasn't entirely panned out. He always seems to have a lot of potential, but hasn't really performed up to it. It's going to be a major question for this team. Saquon Barkley can ever get healthy. It feels like he has to.
But I mean, like if like what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to make sure that Saquads is 100%, and if he's 100%, they can do the same thing that the Browns will have to do. They're gonna have to take it old school, and they're gonna have to run the ball a lot, and then they're gonna have to use Daniel Jones as a complement in order to progress Daniel Jones. So if they do that, they can compete. I just don't think they're gonna go very far. I think it's Washington's to lose, really.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be really tough for them. It's definitely an uphill battle. I don't know why the hell they didn't address the offensive line this offseason. I mean, really, they actually had a worse offensive line than the Cincinnati Bengals last year. When Saquon Barkley can't run anywhere, you know you have a problem. And the Giants refused to fix that this offseason. I think that's where they made a huge mistake. I think Galladay was a really good move. I like that move. But I mean, they had to address the offensive line. They just didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is a huge key to the team. That defense caught fire late in the year, and that's what kind of allowed the Giants to make a huge late playoff push, despite the fact that they started the season like 0-7, I think, last year. 0-7, 0-8? I feel like it was at least 0-7.
I think it was 0-8.
Yeah. But it allowed them to make a playoff push despite that. Obviously, almost the division sucks, but they have a strong defense, but definitely that offensive line is going to be the detriment of this team, I think.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.